to show that the point was on the unit circle. So I'm going to start with number 2 since we did number 1 together. Okay, so that, if they're both negative, that means we had to go left and then down. So that means we're in the 3rd quadrant. My triangle looks like that. I have the x, negative 5/7. I have the y, negative 2 root 6 over 7. And if this is in the unit circle, that means we should get 1 for the hypotenuse when we set it up. So I'm going to use a squared plus b squared. Hopefully that equals 1 squared. So this is 25 over 49 plus, okay, 2 root 6 when I square it. That's going to be 4 times 6. So that's going to be 24 over 7 squared is 49. And that equals 49 over 49, which is 1. That is true. So number 2 is on the unit circle. Okay, number 3. Bless you. Find the missing coordinate of P using the fact that P lies on the unit circle and is in the given quadrant. So 3 is in quadrant 4. I'm going to draw that. Quadrant 4, my triangle would look like this. We don't know the x value. We know the y value is negative 7/25. And if it's on the unit circle, that means I know the radius is 1, or the hypotenuse is 1. So I'm going to plug into my Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to use, I'll call this side A. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm pretty sure that's 525. What happened to my quick calculator? That gives me 49 over 525. Or 625. 625, isn't it? Yep, 625. Oh, what I was thinking, 425. Okay, 49 over 625 equals 1. I'm going to subtract that over. So 1 minus 49 over 625 gives me 576 over 625. Then I'm going to take the square root of that, which gives me 24 over 25. And it's positive because we have to go to the right to get to the 4th quadrant. Okay, number 4. Find the terminal point. So we're looking for the coordinate point. So first I gotta figure out where this is on the unit circle. Well, 4 pi means I went around the circle twice. The coordinate point there is 1, 0. Number 5, 5 pi over 2. So I got 1 pi over 2, 2, 3, 4 pi over 2. 5 pi over 2 puts us at the top. Coordinate point is 0, 1. So in the last set, we had to find the reference angle. So why we did these before is because if we know where it's at, it's easier to find the reference angle. So let's first start by finding 9 pi. 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi. Oh no, I did that wrong. Yes, 8 pi. 9 pi puts me over here. Okay, it is on the x-axis. So we want this distance between my point and the x-axis. Well, it's on the x-axis. So the reference angle is actually going to be just 0 degrees. Okay, negative 5 pi over 4 puts me right here in the 2nd quadrant. So reference angle, again, is that distance back to the x-axis. So it's 180 plus a little bit of extra. So if I subtract 180 from that, or take my 5 pi over 4 subtract pi, right? That gives me pi over 4. So that distance is pi over 4. Okay, moving on to number 8, 25 pi over 6. Okay, 12 pi over 6 is all the way around the circle. 24 pi over 6 is twice around the circle. 25 pi over 6 is just right there. That distance back is pi over 6. And the last one, four. So 4 is in radians. If 3.14 is over here, and then 1.5 pi is down here, it's got to be in the third quadrant. So my formula for the third quadrant would be my angle minus 180. But if we're in radians, it's going to be my angle minus pi. So that I'm going to do my calculator. Minus pi. 0.858. If you're ready with that, make sure your name is on it. Go ahead and pass it on up. And Abraham, you can pass your project up too. I have almost all the projects come outside. So when you walk down the hall, look for your project. Should be hanging up out here. Even Zach's cone is out in the hallway. Got 2 more I have to hang up somewhere. I ran out of space. 3 people did 6, 7 as their project thing. But it's a good chance when you go outside, check them out. You can see the other classes. Okay, so looking ahead for this week, we're taking our test. Yay, on Thursday. So let's see, tomorrow, well, today we're gonna finish up this unit here. We're going to, you're gonna have homework tonight, which won't be due until, well, I guess it'll be due tomorrow. Gosh, only a front. Yeah, there's a front, won't take you very long. So we have homework tonight, tomorrow we're gonna review, and then Thursday we're gonna take our test. It's all on right triangle trig though. Couple reference angle questions. We'll review tomorrow so you'll know what you're doing. Okay, so I know it's been a long 4 days for you guys. And then we didn't really do class on Thursday because I didn't have my other class. So it's been since like last Wednesday since we've done any trig in here. So we are on, it says 4.2, 4.4 day 2. I never renamed these. I should have named them how I name them on the board back there. It's really 6.4. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. But this last little section, we're just going to go over, it's all basically review. We're going to use our calculator for some questions, and then we're going to use the unit circle for some questions. So if it says, use your calculator, you can use your calculator. If it says evaluate to get the exact answer means you do not use your calculator, you want a fraction as an answer. So that's the difference. If it says approximate, that means calculator. If it says exact, that means fraction. Okay, let's do these three. No, we'll do the whole chart. Let's skip down to the chart. So we've already taken a quiz, right, on part of the chart. We did sine, cosine, and tangent for 30, 45, and 60. If you know those, you can figure out everything else without the unit circle, because we should have everything kind of memorized at this point. So let's start with 0 degrees. So 0 degrees, if I use my left hand, sine is the y, so sine would be 0. Cosine would be 1. I'm just going to fill out sine and cosine, and then we'll do, actually, let's do tangent too, and then we'll fill out the rest. So tangent would be sine over cosine. 0 over 1 is 0. This is typically why you'll see in a chart, sine will be asked first. I know it's x comma y, it's cosine's the x, but it's easier if you have to figure out tangent if sine's written first. Okay, 30 degrees. We know sine is 1/2. And we know cosine is √3 over 2. And from our quiz, we know that if we divide those, we get √3 over 3. (45), √2 over 2, √2 over 2, and we know if we divide those, we get 1. 60, √3 over 2, 1/2. If we divide those, we get √3. And 90 is up at the top. So 90, the sine is 1, the cosine is 0. If we divide, what happens when we divide 1 by 0? We get undefined. So I'm just going to put a line there. 180 over on the left. The coordinate points for 180 is -1, 0. So -1 is my cosine, 0 is my sine. If I divide those, we get 0. 270 is down at the bottom. 0, -1. So -1 is my sine, 0 is my cosine. That would be undefined. And then 360 is going to give me the same answer as 0. So 0, 1, 0. Once we know those, which we should, I can do the reciprocals, just by flipping everything. So if I do cosecant, it's the reciprocal of sine. If I flip 0, what's the opposite of 0? Undefined, right? 0 would be this one, right? Okay. If I flip it, I get no 0 on the bottom, so that's undefined. The reciprocal of 1, if I flip it, it's still 1. Undefined. Cosecant of 30, if I flip 1/2, we get 2. If I flip √3 over 2, I get 2 over √3. That is 2 √3 over 3. And cotangent, if I flip √3 over 3, that is just √3. (45), if I flip √2 over 2, I get 2 √2 over 2 for both of those. Oh, no. Oh, it's just √2. What am I doing? I wrote all that for nothing. It's just √2. Yeah, it'd be 2 over √2, but then you rewrite it. It'd be 2 √2 over 2. The 2's cancel. So here we got √2, and then the reciprocal of 1 is 1. 60, √3 over 2 is 2 √3 over 3. We get 2, and then if I flip √3, I get √3 over 3. Now for the easy ones. 1 is 1, 0 is undefined. Undefined is 0. 180, undefined, -1, undefined. 270, -1, undefined, 0. And then 360, undefined, 1, undefined. So these are all angles that come up pretty often. So in AP Calc, sometimes like on the test, it might say, what's the secant of 30 degrees? So You don't really have time on an AP test to draw out the whole unit circle, but we should know the cosine of 30, root 3 over 2, and all I have to do is flip it. So that's 2 root 3 over 3. So if you remember your reciprocals and you remember your basic trig functions, these ones right here, you can do pretty much all the basic ones that you would have to have memorized. Okay, so let's go to the back. Now, I know some of you have a non-CAS. CAS says you're lucky because you should be able to plug these in and get the answer nice without getting a decimal. So CASs, I'm going to let you guys work through these, but what mode should you be in for 1 and 3? Radians. And for number 2, what mode should you be in? Degrees. If you do not switch modes, you are not going to get the right answer. So make sure, most of you have the blue calculators. You're going to scroll to the top right-hand corner and switch your mode. If you have the black calculator, you've got to change it in settings. Or black calculators, there's a couple of you. That would be black calculator. Your black calculator. Okay, 2 black calculators. What you can do, keep your calculator always in radians. When you do a degree, all you need, so you don't have to switch modes every time, is to stick that little degree symbol in there. And that is, gosh, I don't remember where it is now. The button by the 9? Nope. Oh, down with the pi button. There's a degree symbol. So it saves you time from having to switch flip-flop modes all the time. Blue calculators are much easier. Okay, non-CASs, right? We just have to figure out what quadrant we're in. So 4 pi over 3. All the way over here. We'll go over these in a minute and let everybody work on it. I'm going to draw the angles real quick though. So 4 pi over 3 is in the third quadrant. So CASs, what'd you guys get? When you typed in number 1, what'd you get? What'd you get? Okay, not wrong. Negative what? 1/2, yep. So if you do not have the CAS calculator, right, you got to figure out you're in the third quadrant, right? You're right here. Cosine is your x, so that is negative 1/2. Okay, tangent of negative 210. Now, if you have a CAS, you could definitely borrow one of my CASs for the test. That's what I would probably recommend. So tangent of negative 210. Negative 210 puts me right here. Let's see. I need to know the coordinate points. So it's going to be to the left and then up. So negative root 3 over 2, 1/2. Tangent is sine over cosine. So I would get 1/2 over negative root 3, negative root 3 over 3. Do you all get that in your calculator? Okay. Number 3, cosecant. Now, cosecant is the opposite of sine. So if I figure out sine, all I have to do is flip it. So 11 pi over 4 is in the second quadrant. The sine of that value, so the y value is root 2 over 2. If I flip that, I get root 2. Did you all get that? Okay. Okay. Let's try number 4. Let theta be an angle in the second quadrant. So let's draw that out. We need a second quadrant. And we don't want to make a triangle in the second quadrant. Call this theta. Okay, find cosine. So sine is 1/3. Now, they didn't tell me this is on the unit circle. So I can't assume that the hypotenuse is 1. So I have to do something a little bit different. If they give me sine, and it's a fraction, they're also telling me some information about my triangle. They're giving me 2 of the sides. What 2 sides are they giving me? Opposite and hypotenuse. So I'm going to label those 2 sides. Opposite is 1, hypotenuse is 3. So this is definitely not on the unit circle. Now, if I want cosine, I need adjacent over hypotenuse. That means I need to find this missing side down here. So I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. 1 equals 9. So a squared equals 8. And when I take a square root, it's plus or minus. But since I know we're in quadrant 2, if I have to go to the left, that means I want the negative distance. So this is negative root 8. Back in algebra 2, you reduce those. How else did you write root 8? 2 root 2. So now I can find cosine. Cosine is adjacent, so negative 2 root 2 over hypotenuse, which is 3. Okay, last 3. Use your calculator to solve these. Some of these might give you weird answers because maybe they're not angles or values that we know on the unit circle. They might be like random angles. So you might get decimals for some of these, and that's okay. That means it's not a nice, easy angle or radian measure. So again, if you're in the CAS 5, you should be in degrees. 6 and 7, you should be in radians. Make sure you flip it. If you have a non-CAS, stay in radians and just add the little degree symbol. Oh, that means, oh, that's weird. You want it to be a fraction. And it's not at all? Huh. Gotta be some kind of study. Let's see here. Let's figure that out. Scratch my head. They didn't even say it. Oh, no. Yeah. Like my first grade class, they like zero steps. No, so some of these. Okay, what did I give you for this one? 1040. Yeah, your calculator is getting confused. It's saying like, so it's giving you an equivalent answer. It's telling you that cotangent of 410 is going to equal tangent of 40, which is right, but that means that there is no fraction. It's going to be a decimal. So that's okay. Just do Control Enter. It'll tell you the decimal. If it's a fraction, it'll give you the fraction. Unapproximate. We want to unapproximate. Every answer, yes. Now you're done. But you still have to do control. That's your Okay, let's see. Cotangent of 410. Yep, it's spin stack tangent of 40 because it's like the answer's not a nice answer, but it's 0.8391. Okay, now number 6 is in radians because I don't see a degree symbol. So we've got a sine of -7. And then again, it's going to spit back negative sine of 7 because it's saying, like, I can't simplify this any further. The answer is going to be a decimal. So negative 0.657. Then last one, secant of pi over 9. Maybe. I can always tell Carter's out there. Maybe just do pi over 9. Again, it gives me 1 over cosine of pi over 9, so it gives me the reciprocal, but not the actual answer. So 1.064. Now, non-CAS says you didn't have to do control it, or gives you that, right? It was not CAS. No, CAS is given instructions for non-CAS. Everybody's fine. Oh, one person. Okay. Okay.
You got it. It's game.
So wait, I have homework for you guys. Yay! We're skipping homework 3. We're going right to homework number 4. You're just doing the front side. So ignore the back. It's talking about a quiz, and we already had to take a quiz on this, so we need to take another one. Come back. I was saying borrow one of my class from Street Path. So you don't want to deal with it. Do it. Do all the actions. Okay, so 1 through 6. We still have like a couple minutes, right? Well, is that 2? Yeah. 4 minutes. So 1 through 6, you're going to practice finding a reference table. I think move your test to Friday. We'll see how far we get. That's Thursday for that. And then 7 through 10, you're finding the exact answer. You can use your calculator to do it. Exact though means fraction, so you should get fractions for all of these. It'll all work out nice. Meaning they're all equal to the unit circle.